Hello everybody, my name is Matthew Danginger, and today I will be talking to you guys about my final report in the JTC class. What if I told you that over 200 million plastic particles are floating in our oceans yearly? Now, what if I told you that 200 million of those pieces are just plastic straws alone? How many of you guys use plastic straws every day? Now think about how many you use and how that affects our oceans. So today I'll be talking to you guys about the plastic waste in our oceans and the different ways in which we can prevent the waste that is currently in our oceans. Now, I have a couple options of how we could attack this. So option one is the plastic straw ban. Now I'm sure due to the popularity of this topic, you've heard it before. What the plastic straw ban is essentially banning plastic straws and banning restaurants from handing them out. That is the first option. For the second option, we could go a more educational route by funding marine biologists to go into local high schools and speaking to kids directly about ways they could be more conscious about how they treat our oceans. On top of that, we can impose sanctions on other countries that dump way more plastic waste into the oceans than we do ourselves. So I'm going to be talking about plastic straw ban versus educational sanction route. And then I will be talking about which route I believe is better. So, as far as the plastic straw ban, the plastic straw ban picked up steam in 2018 when legislators in California began to implement laws into place, essentially banning plastic straws and not allowing restaurants to pass them out to their customers anymore. This got a lot of backlash because these legislators, people in office, said that if restaurants refused to not pass them out, that they would be heavily fined or even thrown in jail, and people didn't take kindly to that. But since then, more communities have been implementing it, and the fines haven't been as bad. And that basically sums up the plastic straw ban. So the second option would be a more educational route, as well as imposing sanctions. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that now. The educational route would be to have states fund marine biologists to come in to schools, and those marine biologists, because they have all the knowledge they do, to talk to kids one-on-one about how they can be more conscious about the ways in which they affect their environment and their oceans. And I believe that would be a good idea because that marine biologists have a lot of information and kids have a lot of impact on the future of our society. And on top of that, I believe we can impose sanctions on other countries that do produce waste in our oceans. For example, countries in Asia are responsible for 75% of the world's trash that is in the ocean right now. So if we stop doing trades with them or threaten them in a way that they could be more conscious and courteous with what they do, I believe that would be a good idea. Okay, now I'm going to talk about which route is better. Either the plastic straw ban or the sanctions and the educational route. So I believe the sanctions and the educational route is better because, like I said before, 75% of the plastic waste in our oceans comes from Asia, 16% comes from Africa, and 8.1% comes from the rest of the world. And of that, the United States is responsible for just 0.6% of plastic waste in the ocean. And of that 0.6% of the plastic waste in the ocean, straws make up just 0.02% of plastic waste in the US. Meaning, what I'm trying to say based off those statistics is that a plastic straw ban essentially does nothing. It does nothing but harm restaurants who want to pass out the straws, and it's more just a feel-good movement to feel like you're doing something. But if we actually implemented more education. I feel like people would be more aware when they're littering or lack thereof. And we could also help prevent countries in Asia, which produce 75% of the waste in the ocean, to stop doing that. So, and then moving on from that, I told you that I've introduced the topic to you of plastic straw bans, and I've also told you about possibly imposing sanctions and bringing in marine biologists into schools for more educational route. I've told you which route I feel is a better way, and that is the educational route and the sanction route. So thank you everybody for listening, and I hope you have a good day.